And here we go. We have our second Zerg versus Protoss of the day. To the left side of the map, we have BBoongBBoong. BBoongBBoong Prime, and he is up against GGanDoL, our mystery man. GGanDoL starting to the right side of the map, and I kind of already told you this story earlier, but I think there might be a few people who just turned into the broadcast, so let's just go over it again. GGanDoL was able to qualify for Code A in the last Code A qualifier, and he got a little bit lucky. He showed up at the qualifier. Apparently he's a mid-masters player on the Korean server, or let's say high masters player, and he got biased in every single round, so he only had to win the final match. And he was facing Sela. He was facing, well, Sela is still playing. He's still playing a lot, but he's kind of more of a coach for Team Slayers right now. So he was able to beat Jinro, though, in the semifinals, something we should probably mention as well. Jinro is not too happy about his own performance because he kind of had the games won, and they're good friends. They talked after the games, and yeah, Jinro was really upset. Sela kind of agreed with him that he should probably have won the set in total. But at this point, we had the final between Slayers, Sela, and GGanDoL. GGanDoL took it with 2-1. Sela was not too happy about it, and we're going to see how BBoongBBoong is going to fare against GGanDoL. BBoongBBoong, a pretty strong player. He's actually getting a lot stronger right now. And he will be on Off the Record, by the way, on a Friday, and I really like this guy. His nickname is a little bit weird because BBoongBBoong is apparently his nickname relates kind of to farting noises, which is really weird. But he's a pretty strong player, and I am not quite sure what's going to happen here. GGanDoL is a bit the mystery man, and we have the steal at the hatchery. This is one of the positions that we already talked about, but actually now with the pylon that we see here. So, if you remember what I said about the positioning of the pylon on Ohana when Ace was playing earlier against Juktu, now we have the situation where you can place the cannon in position so that you can actually attack the hatchery. So it's a little bit different, but it might still play off. He's getting 4 drones in order to take it down. Let's see if BBoongBBoong is actually going to let it finish. If you let it finish, what you're waiting for is you wait for 3 lava, then you start building your Zerglings, try to get into the main base, and you might just try to get a queen, because as soon as the queen is out, you will be suddenly in a position where you can... he's going to cancel. Where you can just drop a 2 more, and then you will delay the expansion even further. There is, cancels it. He could have actually tried to build... Nah, it wouldn't have worked. I just thought about it for a second if he could have tried to build evolution chamber. That's something that we've seen quite often, just getting if you drop down a hatchery, you cancel it, then you have a creep there for a few seconds and you can immediately build an evolution chamber, but in this situation it wouldn't have helped him a lot. So yeah, BBoongBBoong with 3 bases, or getting through base already, was able to delay his opponent's 3rd base a little bit. And let's see how GGanDoL is going to react to this. We have 16 drones to 23 probes already, so GGanDoL not missing too much of a beat here. We already have the cybernetics chrono building, and even the gas steal, and with the gas stolen, BBoongBBoong has a bit of scouting information, so he at least knows about the expansion, knows that it's going to finish, so that's pretty interesting for him, because he doesn't have an overlord position, and you kind of want to know if your opponent is still going to expand or if there's going to be some kind of one base attack. That's something that a few Protoss players will just resort to as soon as you steal their base. They will think like, okay, well, you're getting 3 bases, I already spotted it with my probe, and I will just stick to a 1 base play, trying to be cheeky here. But with the extract that position and finished, he knows that the Nexus is going to finish, therefore he knows about the resources that are spent and can react accordingly. He's on 3 bases now, BBoongBBoong that is, and the natural expansion, it just finished. Already working at the rocks between the bases in order to make it a little bit easier to defend them. And we have the queens as well, just trying to spread the creep a little bit. 2 queens so far, getting the 3rd, just droning up, even getting the speed. Right now, he doesn't have too many Zerglings. He has 5 left. He was chasing down one of his opponent's probes with the first 6 Zerglings that he had. But yeah, kind of controlling the map right now. Actually, only controlling one of the Selnaga watchtowers, because GGanDoL is controlling one with his Zealot that is out of the map. And is going for robotics and then the Twilight Council, which is a little bit weird right now. Didn't really expect this to happen. Robotics for the Observer at this point, apparently. +1 attack is also being researched. And let's see, BBoongBBoong is joining it up. 33 probes to 33 drones. And he's just droning like crazy. He has the units in position at the front, so he knows that his opponent is going for the +1 attack upgrade. But yeah, the timings for GGanDoL seem a bit off here. The Twilight Council is not really doing anything at this point. He has the gas, he doesn't have the minerals for blink research, he's adding 3 additional gates. But that Twilight Council doesn't make any sense at this point. Not at all. The timings don't really work out for him. It doesn't work out for the +2 attack timing. It doesn't work for the blink upgrade that he still doesn't research. So it's a little bit odd what he's doing here at this point. We have 43 against 53 harvesters. And here comes the blink upgrade. A little bit later than expected. Already going for 1 immortal. It's just a bit odd to see what he's doing right now. Usually if you have the immortal timing, then you don't have the Twilight Council with it. You don't see blink. And it's a little bit weird. So let's just see what BBoongBBoong is going to do. He's taking full air now. He's going for the Roach Warren at this point. Macro Hatch is building. The rocks between the 2 bases, between the natural and the third, have been destroyed already. And BBoongBBoong is just gearing up like crazy. He's on 80 supply against 68 at this point, keeping his minerals and his gas pretty low. 3 queens, spreading creep, and yeah, just getting everything that he needs in order to defend against potential attacks. We have him already with a +1 attack upgrade. We have him in the speed for his roaches. And GGanDoL, he's not doing too much at this point. He's getting the +2 attack upgrade. He still has the 3 gates from that he added at the beginning and the 4th at the natural. But yeah, 2 bases. I just don't see him starting an attack anytime soon. He needs more gates if he really wants to be aggressive here. And if he wants to take a 3rd base, I'm not really sure if this is going to happen. The Zerglings are even getting... No, they're not getting out. The force fields are preventing this. But yeah, it looks like he's going... We have a scout in the main base with the Overseer, scouting everything that's happening. And BBoongBBoong kind of knows that with only 4 gates, his opponent won't be able to do too much pressure now. So the 3rd base is being is building right now. And BBoongBBoong, is he getting a 4th? He could actually get a 4th base at this point. He's getting lings and a few roaches. He's just trying to pressure the 3rd. He's trying to pressure the 3rd, and guys, to tell you the truth, I think that should work. We only have... How many sentries do we have? I think there's only 5 sentries. That's not a lot of firepower for GGanDoL here, and BBoongBBoong just has such a huge lead already. Infestation Pit now powering up, even not getting all his Zerglings. BBoongBBoong doesn't have all his Zerglings, he should get the rest of them as well. He's opening up for an attack, pressuring his opponent to the 3rd while sniping the Forge and trying to take down the Warp Gate as well. And GGanDoL is pressured here, quite a lot actually, trying to transition into the Robotics Bay, losing the Warp Gate at the front. And he might just lose the Forge as well before the +2 attack upgrade is done. And now we have another set of units at the bottom. The force fields are not perfect. Trying to attack here. The Forge is gone, by the way. No +2 attack timing. And GGanDoL is wide open at this point. BBoongBBoong did a bit of pressuring, did a little bit of damage. Not too much. He's not really taking his opponent down here. But he's at least doing some damage. Cancel forced on the gateway. And now the hive take started for BBoongBBoong, who is still 40 supply ahead at this point. GGanDoL is really playing very, very defensive here. No upgrades for BBoongBBoong at this point in time. He doesn't even have the Path of Plants upgrade. Yeah, but the Roaches go to town, take down the first one of the Immortals. Retreating here once again. BBoongBBoong apparently doesn't seem to... he can't really make up his mind if he wants to go for an all-out attack. He's taking a 4th now though. Double cancel once again at the gateways. And the attack commences once again. 150 supply against 120. GGanDoL is really, really pressured here. Losing another 2 of his Stalkers. Blinking it back with both of them, but losing 1 nonetheless. And just more and more units streaming in for BBoongBBoong. He's now going for the Spire. He's preparing for his late game transition. And there's Monatosis pylon powering everything. 3 gates, a forage, and also cannons. and more roaches for BoongBoong with +1 attack. And just look at the amount of units that he's building right now. He's getting 13 additional harvesters and constantly just annoying his opponent, forcing GGanDoL to play a little bit more defensive. And GGanDoL is losing unit after unit, always losing 1 or 2 of them. And now the cannon is down. Is he able to take down the Autosis pilot? The third base is being attacked. There's a couple of units in the main base as well. Takes down the harvesters and might just get a snipe on the third, which is exactly what he's going for. Yeah, GGanDoL will lose the third base. The Nexus is down already, and BoongBoong in the main base trying to take down a few units. He's on 4 bases now against 2 mining. We have the Great Aspire halfway done, and BoongBoong is kind of demolishing him here. GGanDoL is taking a lead in supply, but only because BoongBoong is just banking up his minerals to wait for the Corruptors and to wait for the Great Aspire as well. So really not the best situation for GGanDoL to be in here right now. BoongBoong is getting in with Zerglings once again. He needs to be very careful here, especially with the with his opponent's Colossi. Now that's definitely not something that he should fight. But just look at it. We have Adrenaline Glands coming up. We already have +1 armor now being researched, so slowly but steadily also BoongBoong trying to get his upgrades. And it's just the economy that he has. 4 bases against nearly 2, with the third being rebuilt right now. And the first Broodlords in position as well. The one thing that he's missing though is Infestors. He doesn't have any Infestors, he doesn't have Pathogen Glands, so he can't stop the Stalkers from blinking, and that's the one thing that I'm really worried about when I look at BoongBoong's army composition. So he might be able to get this, but the army for GGanDoL is not too bad at this point. 160 supply against 160, and the composition for BoongBoong is just kind of weird. You can't really rely on Broodlords alone. And yes, the Broodlords, and immediately the Stalkers blinking in, but Lynx and Roaches are attacking right now. We don't have any Corruptors to take down the Colossi though. GGanDoL is now in a position where he could actually take this. BoongBoong a bit sloppy with his army composition that he's using here. He's relying on quite heavily on his reinforcements, but he doesn't have too many. Even Extended Thermal Lance is not done just yet. 140 supply against 140. GGanDoL does not have a lot to back this up. He's especially lacking gas, but BoongBoong is in a pretty tough situation. He needs to do the damage now. Finally the Corruptors. And with the Corruptors he can at least take down his opponent's Colossi. This was so important. He needs to use Corruption though. He's still in cooldown. He can't use it. And now the second Colossus is done. And the third one is not gonna die. Too many Stalkers are still present. 125 against 136. Is GGanDoL really going to take this? This looks so weird. The Colossus killed by the Queen. That is one brave Queen. And now the Roach is streaming in. There are only Stalkers left and 2 sentries. Will it be enough? Even pulling the drones at this point. And more Stalkers coming in for GGanDoL. GGanDoL might have the timing to take this down. He was 2 mining bases against 4. And I can't believe what I'm seeing here. BoongBoong is dropping in supply like crazy, using transfuses, trying to stay alive somehow. But already the harvester count down to 40, 71 for GGanDoL. The opening for GGanDoL, it was really, really weird. It did not really accumulate to anything. Didn't have an aim, but he saw his chance and he took it. And now BoongBoong is really hard pressed. He's still on 4 bases, but he does not have a lot of drones anymore. Finally building a few of these Infestors, but does he really have Pathogen Glands? No, he does not. He does not have the upgrade. And this game is just so weird. This is so weird. BoongBoong lost too many units when attacking. He split his Roaches into the main base and the third of GGanDoL. Tried to take down the third. He succeeded in doing so. But then he did not really have the army to fall back to. That's the one problem that he really had. He had a couple of Broodlords. There were no Infestors. He could not use the Fungal. And what happened was pretty obvious. We had the Stalkers blinking in, nothing to prevent the blink, and then suddenly just sniping the Broodlord. So BoongBoong lost way too much here. He lost way too much. He has at 40 harvests against 75, and he's trying to attack now with his army, which is, I don't know. He's trying to drone up a little bit again, and he is still on 4 bases, but he does not have the numbers. And here come the Zerglings getting in here, trying to take down this 4th base attempt, but I'm not sure if this is really going to happen. Another cannon is going to die. Actually, 2 of them are dying, and a few stalkers as well, but he can't handle the Colossi. He can't handle the Colossi, and I don't think that the Nexus is going to be cancelled. No, it won't be. And suddenly GGanDoL is ahead. He is so far ahead. This is so funny to observe. It is actually brilliant. He had such a hard time. He had such a hard time. I actually expected him to die any second. BBoongBBoong was taking down way too many. He was taking down gateways, pylons. He took down the harvesters of his opponent. The harvester kills are actually 11 for BBoongBBoong and 33 for GGanDoL. But GGanDoL might take this game. He has a huge lead. Just look at the supply. 50 supply ahead, being on 4 bases as a Protoss player, and even the small circling counter-attack won't succeed with Zealots defending +2 attack. That's the only upgrades that GGanDoL has against the Roaches on 1-1. And yeah, GGanDoL is going to down here. He is going to down, taking down the hatchery, and I'm amazed. I'm really amazed. Guys, I won't lie to you. I actually expected GGanDoL to go down 2-0 here. And I think that a lot of people were on the same opinion. But he is going to take this game. He is going to take this game. Blinking in and GG by BBoongBBoong. What is happening? GGanDoL. Wow. I can't believe it. GGanDoL wins the game. BBoongBBoong is down 1 map, and this is pretty cool. Your eyes burn on fire. Alright, so we're waiting for the invite for the 2nd map, guys. Let's see if GGanDoL can actually close this out with 2-0. Definitely let me know if you expected this. I did not, to be honest.